You're exhausted. You've spent years building a life designed to impress people who aren't even looking at you. Let that sink in. That is the truth nobody says out loud. You bought the house with the extra rooms. You leased the car that turned heads at traffic lights. You wore the brand on your chest like a flag, hoping someone important would salute it. And for a while, it felt like it was working. Until it didn't. I still remember the afternoon I stood in my own oversized driveway, staring at a premium sedan I had spent 3 years saving for. I looked at the gleaming paint and suddenly realized the only thing it actually gave me was an empty wallet and a constant, low-level anxiety about scratches. It was the moment I realized the car was driving me, not the other way around. Until the mortgage sat on your chest at 3 in the morning like a stone. Until the car payment arrived every single month like a bill collector who never forgets your name. Until you realized the rooms in that big house were mostly empty, and so were the conversations happening inside it. Here's the struggle nobody names directly. We were handed a script the moment we were old enough to want things. The script said that success looks like accumulation. More square footage. More horsepower. More zeros on a screen. And we followed that script faithfully. Like good students. We worked longer hours, to buy more things, to store in bigger spaces, just to signal to strangers on the street that we had arrived somewhere worth arriving. But that script had a flaw. A critical, quiet, devastating flaw. It never told us what to do once we got there. It never mentioned the maintenance. And I don't just mean the physical kind, the plumber at dawn, the landscaper invoice, the insurance renewal. I mean the deeper maintenance. The exhausting, daily performance of appearing to be someone important. The relentless effort of keeping up an image that needs feeding every single day, like a hungry animal that never sleeps. But here is the shift that changes everything. The people you were performing for? They were never really watching. Think about it. They were standing in their own driveways, staring at their own reflection in their own freshly washed cars, worrying about what you thought of them. Everyone was performing for an audience that was too busy performing to be an audience. And when you finally understand that, something loosens in your chest. A lock opens. Because the moment you stop competing in a race no one is actually judging, you get to walk off the track entirely. You get to stand in a quiet kitchen on an ordinary Tuesday morning, with a cup of coffee and nowhere urgent to be, and feel something you haven't felt in years. Enough. Not rich by the old definition. Rich by the only definition that actually holds up at the end of a life. Time that belongs to you. A morning without dread sitting in the corner. The freedom to wear the plain shirt and the worn shoes, and feel zero apology about either. Silence that feels like a gift, instead of a warning. That is not poverty. That is the most expensive thing most people will never afford, because they spent everything buying things that owned them back. So, here is your action for today. Not next week. Today. Walk through your home or your daily routine and find one thing you are maintaining for an audience that doesn't exist. One subscription. One obligation. One possession. One social performance that costs you time, money, or peace of mind, and that you are keeping only because letting it go would feel like admitting defeat. Write it down. Just one thing. Then ask yourself honestly, if no one would ever know I released this, would I keep it? The answer will tell you more about your real priorities than any vision board ever could. You didn't come this far to spend your remaining years polishing a trophy no one is coming to see. The quietest rooms hold the most valuable things. Walk into one and stay.